Hi, I'm Lindsay and I'm a senior. I wanted to start out by saying how much I miss Faith Walk class. When Mr. Weens asked me to share in chapel right away, I was terrified and nervous, and I'm pretty much in the same boat right now, so bear with me. I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I didn't even want to, I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to just come up in front of everyone and just talk about the class that I took. Because this isn't just a class. I challenged myself this year, and particularly in this class, as Mr. Weens would say, to lay it all out on the table and really open up to others on a deeper level. So I decided to read a section of my testimony for all of you. Have you ever had to share something with someone, like a toy between two children, constantly being tugged and pulled on either side? Both children want what's best for the toy, but yet they fail to compromise on who will spend more time with it. Growing up, I felt like a toy being juggled around. My parents divorced when I was too young to realize what was going on, but growing up, I became accustomed to having two sets of everything: two homes, two dinner tables, and most importantly to a child, double the holidays and the benefits that came along with it. Looking back on my life up until this point, I can admit that I have gone through events that have made me reluctant to share with others, solely because of trust issues I have developed over the years. I don't trust people, and I don't allow myself to rely on others. I would rather much deal with what I'm going through alone, no matter how self-destructive it may be. I have learned how to find shelter during the worst of storms, and not only do I survive, but I strive as an outcome. I have learned from what has made me weak and try to grow in any way I can from the darkness. In public school, I was bullied because of my dyslexia, and the anxiety of people knowing I learned differently has always been a fear that I have hidden in the past. I have experienced a household fall apart due to substance abuse and another to physical abuse. I have struggled through the thoughts of suicide and managing my depression. And I've gone from having two sets of things to now three. Now I could go on about what I've gone through in my 18 years of life, but isn't that what life is about, to experience? When presented a negative situation, you can either get through it with a lesson learned, or let it swallow you whole and allow it to determine the rest of your life. My first question, stepping into Faith Walk class, was, why am I here? What could I, Lindsay, a senior girl who isn't Mennonite, offer to a class filled with people that I have little to nothing in common with? But despite my doubts, I am happy I listened to seniors that have talked so highly last year about this class, because I now understand that glow that they had while talking about the experience. I am optimistic about the future, about what the future holds for me, and what paths I may get led down. And I advise all the juniors to take this class next year. And before I finish, I wanted to give a big shout out to second period Faith Walk class. I never and still don't have the slightest impression of anyone talking about what we shared in class. It was such a safe place, and that means so much to me. So take the class. You never know who might or have gone through similar situations as yourself.